Attention. The following is in very poor taste, so if you're sensitive and don't like racist jokes, leave now.
Shit video today. I'm really sorry, but today I'm breaking my silence on this earth-shattering topic, power cables. This topic is essentially responsible for why audiophiles have an absolutely bad rap and get a bad name. What is wrong with this hobby? Seriously, up until recently, I've used power cables that I've been making myself, like this one, like this one, like this one. And you know what? I made them to look like this because that's what the audiophile world wants you to make. They want it to look like this. But frankly, who the hell would pay more than 20 bucks? It's not complicated. Look, they're all the same. Power comes in, power goes out. That's it. So why do we have to have all these giant fancy covers and carbon fiber? Did you guys not see what happened to carbon fiber to those people who went down to the Titanic in that homemade sub? Same shit. The owner of Galion Audio, you know, that Asian guy on YouTube. He does reviews, builds products, reviews his products, sells his products, builds more products, reviews his products, sells more products. Thomas, Tommy, Tom. No way that's his real name. I have a theory that I think that most Asian people in North America use these friendly North American names to make us simple-minded white people feel more comfortable around them, maybe. Racist. Anyway, so he's like, hey, you want to try my 4 power cables? And I was like, why the hell would you want 4 different power cables? Really? I'm like, okay, sure. What are the 4 cables? Well, there's the P100, the P200, the P300, and the P400. That's a lot of P's, man. You know what? Before I dive into all these P's, I gotta go take a leak. I'll be right back. So much better. Doesn't the Asian culture have far more creativity than this? Couldn't we have called them mythical dragon names like Firefang, Thunderclaw, Bridget? Anything's better than fucking P. Okay, so let's talk about these stupid cables. First, let's start with the P100. I think Galion made this for poor audiophiles. Yeah, well, you know, the ones that can barely afford to feed themselves. This $100 power cable, I think, is meant for them. All right, but let's simplify this. So you have the P100, which is $100 bucks. The P200 is $200 bucks. The P300 is $300 bucks. I'll let you guess how much the P400 is. $1.5 million. So how would I rate the P100? I would rate it with a meh. I mean, you know, the music will sound like music. It doesn't remove any instruments from the recordings. It doesn't change singers' voices. It does what it needs to do. Lovely. But it's $100 bucks. You know, what do you expect for $100 bucks? Can't even buy a steak for $100 bucks. Then you have the P200. The problem I have with the P200 is that it just looks like something that is meant to be used with a deep fryer in a restaurant. I don't know why anyone would want to have this commercial high-powered look. And when I'm going to talk about the P200 and the P300 at the same time, because to tell you the truth, in a blind A/B test, no one will be able to tell the difference between these 2 cables. However, one of them actually looks pretty with its carbon fiber, whereas the other one looks like you picked it up at a garage sale. But I gotta tell you, both of these cables, now I could hear the stupid saliva squirming around every singer's mouth on every music track I listen to. Like, who the fuck wants to hear all that kind of detail? But I gotta say though, this one made everyone seem like they were professionals. Like you can really tell if the singer actually had the flu when they recorded their track. You could even tell if the drummer would scratch his ass in between beats. You hear all of these details. But man, is it because these cables are good or is it because my stock cables are bad? I don't know. And it's true, you'll never be able to tell these two apart. It's like trying to tell Thomas and Jay on YouTube apart from on each other. They look the same. Racist. There's more energy. Who the heck wants that? Ah, it's just noisy. It just keeps the kids up. It stops you from actually listening to your music late at night because you're always going to be bothering everyone. Your neighbors are gonna dislike you. Your wife will dislike you. Your kids will be constantly barging into your listening room and saying, "Dad, could you turn it down?" Yeah, please. No thanks. Thankfully, though, there's one giant magical cable which I think Thomas should relabel to Bridget instead of the P400. But this is the epitome of snake oil. I mean, it literally looks like a snake. Look at this crap. Like you couldn't get a proper band to go around this to give it a nice shape, a nice even diameter. How the fuck am I supposed to measure this? It's impossible because there's all these grooves. Like tape's not going to fit around this properly. I was listening to Hans Zimmer, one of his live recordings. At some point, one of the cellists in the front actually rips one. Yeah, he farts. And without these cables, I literally couldn't hear them. No, you can't. If I use one of my homemade cables, you don't hear the fart. But with these, for a split moment, it sounded so freaking convincing that my brain actually could smell it. That's how messed up and biased audiophiles are. Your brain makes shit up and tries to make you believe that what you're hearing is magic. No, it's not. It's just a fart. And for $600 for the P400? Really? You know how much groceries that is? That's like a day and a half's worth of groceries in today's world. Come on. Do you get to pick between a day and a half's worth of food or a power cable?